Hello everyone. In this chapter, we will be discussing metals and non-metals, their physical properties, chemical properties, and occurrence and extraction of metals. Now, all of you are aware that most of the elements in the periodic table are metallic, except for a few to the right corner of the periodic table. These are carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, selenium, the halogens, and the noble gases that you can see at the right, and hydrogen. Pretty much everything else has some metallic character at least. Now, having said that, what are metals? Now we know where they are, but how do we distinguish what metals and non-metals are just by sight, or are there any other ways of doing it? So they have certain physical properties. Now, physical properties are those properties of substances that you can see and visually explore. Okay? You are not conducting any reactions, you're not doing anything like that to understand physical properties. You just observe and understand them. So, first and foremost, what you can see with a metal is a shiny surface. And in scientific terms, it's called luster. So, metals have a shiny surface. Okay, what that means is if you look at a metal, it will catch light, it will reflect light very well, and you can see it shine. Okay, also metals are generally hard. You do have some exceptions to this. Metals like mercury, gallium, cesium, they are liquid, and you have certain metals like sodium and potassium, lithium, which are so soft that they can be cut with a knife. But in general, metals are hard. Now, another property that comes to mind when you speak about metals is you can make wires and you can make sheets. So that is malleability and ductility. A metal is said to be malleable if you can beat it and make it into a thin sheet. And a metal is said to be ductile if you can draw it into thin wires. Now, gold has extraordinary malleability and ductility. Link 1 will show you how gold is made into extremely thin sheets. Sheets that are so thin that they're transparent. You can see through them. Alright, metals in general are both malleable and ductile. Also, metals can conduct heat and electricity very well. Heat and electricity are conducted very well. So, you know, when you cook, your utensils are made of metal. It could be aluminium, it could be steel, it could be copper bottom, but in general, they conduct heat very well. Also, all our wires, our cables, the transmission lines that bring us power, everything is metallic because they can conduct electricity very well. Also, finally, metals, when you make them into certain structures and you hit them, they produce a sound. So they are sonorous. Alright, so these are the basic physical properties of metals. Just by examining a substance, you should be able to tell whether they are metallic or not. But please note that this is not the best way to do it. There are some exceptions to these rules. The first one, iodine, which we all know is a non-metal, is lustrous. Alright. The second one, sodium, potassium, lithium are soft metals. In fact, even pure gold is very soft. Another thing, graphite can conduct electricity. Now we know graphite is carbon and carbon is a non-metal. So there are exceptions, but this is not the gold standard. You can't say that if a material has these physical properties, it is always a metal. There are some exceptions as well. So what are non-metals? Non-metals are very few in the periodic table and they come to the right side. You have the noble gases, which is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, and the others. And then you have the halogens, which are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, and you have the other nonmetals, which are hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, selenium, and that's it. That's all your nonmetals are. Some of them have a little bit of metallic and non-metallic character. Those are called metalloids. Okay? Metalloids, they have a little bit of metallic, a little bit of non-metallic character. Some of the examples are silicon and all these other semiconductor materials that are just between the metals and the non-metals on the periodic table. Okay? So non-metals are usually gases. Let's see. So fluorine is a gas, chlorine is a gas, all these are gases. Bromine is a liquid, hydrogen is a gas, oxygen, nitrogen, gases. Alright, so carbon is a solid, iodine is a solid, this one's a solid, sulfur is a solid, phosphorus is a solid, selenium is a solid, and bromine is the only liquid element. So they're not all hard. Carbon in its diamond form is one of the hardest elements that we know. But in general, non-metals are not hard. They're either gaseous or very soft. Okay? So this is one way that we can describe them. But this is not all. It becomes very difficult to distinguish them accurately. So what you have to understand is the chemical properties of metals. Okay? Now just another note, the metals are not soluble in water, but their oxides are. Okay? The same with the non-metals. Some of the non-metals are directly soluble in water, but in general, metal oxides, some of the metal oxides are soluble in water, they form bases, and non-metal oxides form acids. This is something we touched upon in the acids and bases chapter, but this is it. So these are the physical properties of metals, but to actually distinguish between metals and non-metals, we have to understand the chemical properties, which we will do in the next video. Thank you.